You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
You can always hit me on Threads at Mr. Mo Kelly, MrMoKelly. And a continuing conversation we have here on Later with Mo Kelly is the influx of autonomous vehicles in California. Tongue-in-cheek, sometimes, the conversation, but there's a serious component to it. I am of the serious opinion that I don't think the technology is ready. I don't think that our infrastructure is ready to handle these autonomous vehicles. We're close, but not ready for prime time. Tuala says, and I'm paraphrasing, he'll correct me if I stray, that the future is inevitable. The future is here. These autonomous vehicles are here to stay. They are being tested in cities around the country. I better get with the program. Is that fair?
Close, but no cigar. Okay. No cigar. You're close.
Okay. With that in mind, we've been trading emails all day today because we had not one, but two stories for your consideration. First, a driverless car hit a person crossing against the light in China. It was not Waymo, but it was a different autonomous vehicle manufacturer. A driverless ride-hailing car, that's the parallel, in China hit a pedestrian, and the operator of the vehicle, Chinese tech company Baidu, said in a statement to Chinese media that the car began moving when the light turned green and had minor contact with the pedestrian. The pedestrian was taken to a hospital where an examination found no obvious external injuries. It happened in the city of Wuhan.
You say that like this happens all the time in Wuhan. What are we talking about?
Okay, that's the first story. I want to lay them both out.
Wait, I'm sorry. You only had one? One person was hit in Wuhan?
I said I had more than one story. Okay? I'm going to lay them both out, then you can respond.
Okay.
The second story is a Waymo robotaxi, and Waymo is the company which is releasing these robotaxis here in California. A robotaxi was pulled over by Phoenix police after driving the wrong way. It ran a red light and then went to the wrong side of the street. In fact, we have audio, we have audio concerning the traffic stop.
It's not every day you see a Phoenix police officer pulling over a driverless car.
Hi!
But that's what happened June 19th after the officer observed a Waymo going haywire in traffic.
I couldn't help but come over just out of morbid curiosity. Yeah. I thought maybe there's a passenger or something.
No, the construction here?
Yeah.
It was eastbound in the westbound lanes.
Oh!
Which is real bad.
Real bad.
And then, so I light it up, and then it takes off through the intersection.
While most Waymo cars can be seen throughout the city driving safely and behaving civilly, erratic driving is not completely out of the question for the artificial intelligence.
It was making a right onto Washington. Almost hit me. I had to swerve into the fast lane.
Phil Briggs says Tuesday he nearly got sideswiped by a Waymo on a mission with no regard for the car surrounding it.
My son saw an accident. We've seen him dead in the water in the middle of the intersection. So it's just, I don't see any good from it at all.
I reached out to Waymo to find out more about the potential for errors in their cars. Waymo sent me a statement, and they said Waymos are much better drivers than humans and 3.5 times more likely to avoid injury-causing crashes.
That is a fact. That is a fact. Because just this week, we had some drunk SOB who ran into a family of 5, drunk driver. I don't see that in your report of the stories you're laying out, Mo.
It hasn't happened. It's almost like saying, and planes are the safest way to travel.
No.
Until they hit the side of a mountain.
Right now, it is a fact that right now, humans are more error prone than driverless cars. You've pointed out one person that was hidden in Wuhan. 50 million people in Wuhan. You got this one story that you want to pull out of someone almost
It's
getting hit.
Part of a progression.
It's
an
not
escalation
of
violence against people.
No, vehicular deaths are beyond skyrocketing in California. You're not focusing on the facts.
And you know what happens if Mark were to get into an accident? His ass would go to jail.
Now, okay, so then what it is you want more regulation then? Because that's what it sounds like.
Isn't that what I said?
Look, if you want regulation, then just say, hey, LA City Council, please move forward with your regulatory plan so I can see them and be comfortable. Say that. But don't sit here on a high horse.
Have I not said that? Have I said
no? We're not ready. I'm going to point out that in Arizona, they went a wrong way.
I need you to disclose the fact that you're being paid under the table.
There was literally a drunk driver going on the wrong side of the street that hit 5 people.
And you know what happens when you're drunk driving? They take your license away and they do not allow you to drive. So when you go onto the wrong side of the street as a Waymo, you need to have your license or your ability to drive taken away.
No, that Waymo will probably be taken off of the street. That car. There you go. Plenty more Waymos to drive. And here's what you haven't pointed out. One incident here in Southern California. You can't point out one, Mo. You can't bring out one.
Hashtag all lives matter.
Let me just step in and moderate here for a second. I would like a forensic audit of Tawala's checking account for deposits from big automated cars.
Well, not only that, this incident as far as the Waymo robotaxi happened June 19th. There's probably some effort afoot to cover all this up.
June 19th?
It's been almost a month.
You're getting old news now? You got to dig all the way back to June 19th? We're in July, man. Get out of the past.
That's my point.
Get out of the past.
This is an important question, though. So when somebody, an actual human, makes a mistake driving, like DUI or something, and they hurt somebody, they get in financial trouble, they go to jail. If it's a Waymo, is it like what, the invisible Not Me character from Family Circus?
It's a fair question. Someone
it's a lame question.
Someone has to pay the price.
Look, and here's the thing: if you have like the grandmother who was hit in San Francisco, she has been compensated.
Thoughts and prayers.
She was compensated. She was drugged a little bit. Okay, she got some road rash. She's fine. She got paid.
Grandma got run over by a Waymo.
Yeah, she just drug a little bit. No big deal.
And they had to go back to the drawing board. They had to go back to the drawing board. That's all I'm saying is there is right now a plan within LA City Council and even the mayor's office involved on regulating the expansion of Waymo. They're not everywhere.
We're all going to die.
You cannot point out a single accident here in Southern California. You just can't.
Oh, okay. So they have an act of terror someone else, and because it hasn't happened here yet,
okay, come
you're
on.
saying that doesn't matter.
You are comparing whales and goldfish.
They're both fish.
Gotta go.
One's a mammal, but they're both fish.
Just 2 points.
Okay.
So, to Tawala's point, when Uber and Lyft first came out, all of a sudden there were problems with the drivers. There was problems with harassment. There's problems with accidents. But we've had taxis for, however long. And all of a sudden when they came out, because they were taking away all the business, they started attacking them.
Wait. Let me jump in. When Uber and Lyft came out, we had rapes, we had different forms of sexual assault, we had murder because there was not enough regulation or background information on the drivers. When there were more laws and there was more regulation, the industry stabilized. Continue.
And now you get into what when you're going to the airport?
Uber.
No. But that was years. Years down the line.
Look.
I said many times I was a late adopter.
Okay.
But Stephen had another point.
Okay, second point.
The second point was, which I don't know how it's even possible. You hear someone who has a third or fourth DUI. So they're not completely gone off the road because somehow they get back on the road and they get
like Waymos. Like the guy who hit these people. This was not his first drunk driving offense. Okay. He still has his license and his car keys. My point is this. You say years down the line. Guess what they've been doing in Arizona, in China, in San Francisco, all over? They've been
killing people and covering it up.
Killing people and covering it up. You, sir, are on the fake news media.
You know all those
fake
missing
news,
person reports?
Fake news.
They blame it against, they blame it like UFO abductions, but it's really Waymo running over people and they're burying them in the desert. I can't prove it, but I know deep down inside it's true.
Fake news.
Okay? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Lord, don't stick to that. Don't stick to that.
Waymo's a menace. It must be stopped.
Point me a story. One story in L.A. of this menace running amok.
It's a cover-up. I'm telling you.
A cover-up, you say?
It's a cover-up. People are dying, and the news just won't report it.
So that's Mark's fault?
That and the rigged election. The truth is out there.
Look at the time.
KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. And when we come back, we have a Gen Z super update. Gen Z is going buck wild. They're crazy, losing their minds, getting tattoos and regretting them. They're turned off by TV love scenes and shaving their teeth. So much more.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
And I know tattoos are a generational thing. We look at them differently depending on what generation you're from. I'm Generation X. In my generation, yes, certain people had tattoos, but it wasn't a thing, not growing up. It wasn't everywhere. It wasn't everyone had to get a tattoo. Only a few people got them. Then when I got into my 20s or so, and I think that's around when millennials started being born, it started to change. I have, full disclosure, I have one tattoo on my right bicep, which is a bulldog, and I have a fraternity brand on my left bicep. I had it's kind of a wild child back in my 20s. Weren't we all? But I did appreciate a good tramp stamp every now and then. Definitely like the tramp stamp. Very sexy. But I also remember thinking that's probably not going to age well. But each successive generation has been more willing to accept tattoos. Now they're just everywhere on everyone, every part of the body. But Generation Z, they started out fast out the gate with the tattoos. Now they're getting old enough to be able to regret them. And we're finding that more and more Gen Zers are regretting the tattoos that they got in their 20s.
I remember that phase when you were growing up and you're like, let's get a tattoo. And then you didn't really think it through and you got it. And now we've all passed that, like, oh, yeah, I regret that. Let's get that done. Now Gen Z's entering that phase where they're like, why did I get that tribal tattoo? I don't even know what that means. Or do I really need that butterfly on my back? Like, it's just like, all right, what am I going to do? So they're getting more tattoos removed now as they're kind of pushing 30. And I mean, it makes sense with the technology now. Back when we got tattoos, I know that makes it sound old, but like back when we got tattoos, getting rid of them wasn't really an option. And so it's like when you made the decision for life. Where now they kind of get them and they go, oh, I could probably get it removed at some point. But the problem, I think, is it hurts more to get it removed than it does to get the tattoo.
As I said, I only have one tattoo. It was on my bicep. I remember it like it was yesterday. This was 1992. I got it. And I didn't know what to expect going in. They said it was going to hurt. It wasn't like right on the bone, but I remember it felt like a bee sting for 45 minutes nonstop. It hurt so much that after a certain point, my arm went numb. I just couldn't feel anything anymore. And I remember the tattoo artist, his girlfriend was there, and she was nice enough to just talk to me. We had like 40 minutes of conversation to help take my mind off the tattoo. But I knew going in, and my mother was adamantly against it. Because I lived at home at the time. She said, no, you're not going to get a tattoo. 30 years later, she has a tattoo. Imagine that. But I remember getting this like, okay, I want to be sure. It has to do with my fraternity. I know I'm going to be a part of my fraternity for the rest of my life. So I didn't feel I was going to regret it later on. And now some 30 some odd years later, I don't regret it at all. But this younger generation, I guess they're a little too quick with getting the tattoos, and now they're thinking about getting them removed. I don't know.
See, my son, for his 18th birthday, I paid for him to get his first tattoo. That's what all he wanted. He'd been thinking about it all year, too. He'd been thinking about it actually even longer than that. So he's thought long and hard about this tattoo that he wanted, what it symbolizes, what it means, and why it's important to him. So it's not just something that's just like whatever for him. It has true significance for him, and he fell asleep while getting it. The tattoo.
Where is it on him?
It is on his shoulder. So it's on his shoulder, and it's pretty big. It covers almost his whole shoulder. So it's a big spider. And the tattoo artist was amazing. And he just, when he started, he was like, does it hurt? He was like, nah. He said, like you said, it kind of stings a little, but he said, and I thought my son was going to be afraid because he hates needles, but he was like, nah. Next thing you know, he's.
The hardest part for me was caring for it. It's probably changed now. The ink has probably changed.
Yeah.
But back then I had to wrap my arm in cellophane and it was difficult to shower. I had to leave my arm out of the shower because I didn't want to have to ruin the tattoo and have to have it redone or what have you. But it's different now. I haven't regretted it, but I wasn't ridiculous. I wasn't trying to get tattoos everywhere for everything because I knew that as I got older, and I definitely did not want to get one where it would sag as years went on. Like I was not going to get a chest tattoo.
Now, see, these kids that get these face tattoos, they're going to regret it.
Oh, they're going to regret it.
What they say. Okay.
Face and
love
neck.
it. The neck, the all the way on the lip. This one young lady I saw, she has tattoos all across her forehead and then down her nose, across the cuff of her lip and down through the chin, down her neck, like someone just split her in the middle. I'm like, you're going to regret that eventually.
They'll eventually come up with some sort of tattoo which will disappear after a few years. They'll probably come up with it eventually, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
And I always try to admonish young people. It's like, look, the person you are at 18, you're going to be a completely different person at 28 and 38. But something else I saw with the Gen Z generation. Did you know that nearly half of Gen Zers, 43%, admit to turning off a movie after encountering a sex or love scene, which is more than any other generation. They're turned off by that. And this is according to a new poll of 2,000 Americans conducted by Talker Research, and also found that 33% of all respondents have stopped watching a movie during a sex scene. I was the exact opposite.
Well, it's awkward when your parents are in the same room with you.
No, my parents would send me out of the room when I was growing up.
All right.
They sent me out of the room. It's like, no, you have to leave now. So I guess when I got older, it's like, I want to see what I've been missing out on. And millennials were the least likely generation to let a sex scene get in the way of finishing the movie. But that really never impacted me when I was able to see a sex scene. It didn't impact me as far as finishing the movie or not. I don't know why it's different. According to this, younger Americans and their tolerance of nudity and sex scenes in films has been a growing topic of discussion. And a recent study by The Economist found that nudity and sex scenes have dipped by nearly 40% since the year 2000.
That's weird because they don't seem to have the same problem with violence and extreme gore.
I think violence and extreme gore has supplanted and taken the place of the sex scenes because we have more of those types of movies than we have the erotic rom-coms or what have you.
Listen, an average episode of CSI has more gore than any 70s splatter movie.
Yeah, but I mean, nowadays, I think we are past the point where we want to see James Bond getting it on. I want to see James Bond doing incredible stunts and breaking people up and killing folks more than I want to see him with the Bond girl.
And also society has changed. Let's stay right there with the whole Bond thing. The idea of this man bedding 5 different women in a movie, it doesn't land the same as it did in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah, you got to keep in mind when James Bond was created, at this point his behavior signifies that he's a sociopath, but in like 1953 he was just kind of the bad guy who you like to follow his adventures.
But see, that's why I like the Daniel Craig James Bond, because they humanized him to a certain degree. They let it be known he was an alcoholic, and they showed how alcoholism affected his skill set. They showed him why he was having these dispassionate yet sexual relationships with women because of the one who hurt him in Casino Royale. I actually like that evolution of the character. You didn't, Mark, but I did.
No, I mean, if you're gonna go that far, just make a new character, because that's not James Bond.
I mean, it's the James Bond for now.
Well, but
for today's generation.
It wasn't like the producers of James Bond weren't connected to the Ian Fleming family. They signed off on that.
No, but, half a century later, society's changed. I'm okay with keeping things in their context. I mean, you could take any other kind of thing that was made either when we were children or immediately before. A lot of them don't hold up. I mean, Captain Kirk's behavior doesn't hold up, okay?
It does not. No.
Kirk going around kissing green women?
Oh, yeah. He had a...
Sexual diseases everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, all the green Orion slave women, come on. Think of what they must have been carrying.
Real quickly before we go to break, Stephen, do you have any tattoos?
I do not.
Mark, do you have any tattoos?
Wouldn't know what to get. Like R on one hand and L on the other. I can't even make up my mind what to wear. That's why my clothes all look the same.
That was just a yes/no question.
It's a no.
Swallow, do you have any tattoos?
No, sir.
See, generational. It's different.
It's a rite of passage. And we've mentioned this before. I did research on this, and I talked to sociologists. American kids don't have nearly as many rites of passage as they used to have half a century or so ago, and it's a way of marking off your body as your own as you grow up.
Yep. Autonomy. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was for me. That meant I could make my own decisions. And look at me now.
Great decisions.
It's later with Mo Kelly. We have more Gen Z news. TikTok trends. Guess what? Gen Z, they're shaving their teeth with a file, a nail file, believe it or not.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
There's another new and unbelievable TikTok trend. I like to take care of my teeth. There have been times where I've been I've been better at it than others. The pandemic was not a good time for me. You know, coming out of the pandemic and going to the dentist. Ooh, let me tell you, there was some sleepless nights. Some sleepless nights. But young people, they are a very different generation in their approach to teeth. It's all about the visual presentation. Not health, just presentation. And specifically Gen Zers are shaving down their teeth with metal nail files to gain followers. Not only the aesthetic of how the teeth look to make them even, but to gain followers, believe it or not.
I'm going to file my teeth down with a nail file because they are not perfect. I have some ridges, and we're balling on a budget.
Brace yourselves. It's a TikTok trend that's making many people cringe. Filing teeth with a nail file.
Guys, it's literally working. Wait, let me give myself some vampire teeth now.
This DIY procedure is giving dentists a toothache.
Well, when I saw these videos, I almost fell off my chair. You know, I think what people don't realize is that your hair will grow back and your nails will grow back. But of course, we get one set of teeth, and once you file it down, it's never going to grow back.
Experts are weighing in on TikTok to spread the word, including orthodontist Dr. Benjamin Winters, a.k.a. the Bentist.
Yeah, you did do a bad thing. You just said your teeth are so pretty and just chop them right off there, man. Don't get mad at me when your teeth are more sensitive than a 2-year-old crying over spilled milk, because I ain't going to help you. You're going to need some veneers or something. Hopefully you didn't go far enough that some blood goes out of there.
Huh? What did he say? The Bentist?
Yeah, you did do a bad thing. You just said your teeth are so pretty and just chop them right off there, man. Don't get mad at me when your teeth are more sensitive than a 2-year-old crying over spilled milk, because I ain't going to help you. You're going to need some veneers or something. Hopefully you didn't go far enough that some blood goes out of there.
One person who tried filing her teeth wrote in the caption, "Whatever you do, don't do this."
Okay. Is it an unknown that teeth enamel does not grow back? Do people not realize that? Or do they not care?
I'm going to guess they don't know it.
Same?
No.
Yeah, same.
They got the internet. You can actually Google this stuff. You can look it up and see what happens to your teeth. And you file it down, and you'll probably hit a nerve or something, and then your teeth are done.
You should know more than anyone, Mo, that people have access to all the information in the world on the internet, and they don't use it to find out anything useful. They use it to look at videos of kitties and porn.
Touche. But it's weird, in this news report, they call it like a DIY thing. No, it's not a do-it-yourself thing. A DIY thing is something that is usually done in a professional setting or by professionals, and then you're taking upon yourself to do it yourself as opposed to the certified professional. No, dentists are not going to shave down your teeth for cosmetic purposes like that. There may be a time in which they need to shave it so they can put on a crown or something for a dental procedure, but they're not doing what these kids are doing.
No, I always thought shave your teeth was something you did with a hangover, and it was mainly a figure of speech.
Yeah, not literally.
Yeah, you get up and shave your teeth, and you go to work.
It was more difficult for me to just go to the dentist, and my dentist is dentisttorrents.com. You can see all the time where I go to dentist. But for me, I had dental anxiety, and for me to go to the dentist, it took a lot for me to go because I knew when I got there was a lot of pain awaiting me. The last thing I was going to do is do something to harm my teeth for the sake of followers, likes, hearts, for the approval of people I don't know and will never meet and who really don't care.
There's nothing like the sound and the aroma of getting teeth drilled, is there?
Oh, no. The worst is when I had a tooth implant, and I talked about this when they did it like a year and a half ago. Had a tooth implant, and what they need to do is they have to drill a hole in your jaw so they can stick a post through and then anchor it.
Yeah.
And to hear the drill is one thing. To smell the drill is something else.
You've just ensured that I'm going to wait another year before I get that done.
But wait, but then you feel the drill punching through your jawbone. That is when I said, okay, I don't know if I can do this. The only thing worse was when they were actually putting the tooth on the post, as they call it. And they can't slide it down. They have to hammer it down. It is a literal metal hammer. And they are hammering the tooth down your open mouth. And I don't know if I've ever felt as much pain in my life. And that's with the painkiller. That's with the anesthetic. The topical anesthetic.
I got all the teeth I need. I can be down one. That's fine.
No, I told my dentist, I said, we will never do this again.
So you still felt it?
Oh yeah, I felt it. And I said, I need some more. I need some more something, because my dentist is not one who's going to actually like put me out. He doesn't. No, he would rather give you more painkiller than, put you under.
Well, you've had him on the show, and he inspired some confidence, and I think I got his info from you, but now I don't know. Because
no.
The whole thing terrifies me.
I trust him. No, I trust him, but I'm not going to go through that experience again. If I should have any more teeth that need to come out, well, I'll just have some gaps. If my front tooth should fall out, oh, well, we're done. And I'll just whistle wherever I go.
Yeah, it was good enough for our grandparents.
Well, look, I had a good run. All right. I can't take them all with me. I'm not going to take them all with me.
You can order meatloaf almost anywhere. You don't need teeth for that much.
But I'm not going to file down my teeth for cosmetic purposes to please people for followers. This is way beyond anything that I would ever consider. Way beyond. If I don't like other people putting their hands in my mouth and doing things to me, the last thing I'm going to do is inflict pain on myself. Not going to do it.
Would you say it's even more ill-advised than covering yourself in tattoos?
No, I wouldn't say that, if only because the tattoo is not going to directly impact my life going forward.
I see.
I'm not going to lose function of my arm, presumably, because I have a tattoo. I need my teeth, and I will use my teeth going forward. And if I were to file them down, that probably limits their usefulness.
Well, if you take them out before you file them, it won't hurt as much.
Oh, okay. I'll try that.
Just before you take them out of the glass where you store them overnight.
Oh, talk about generational differences.
Yeah.
Growing up, I can talk about it now because my father's gone, but seeing my father's what they called a partial, had like 4 or 5 teeth, air quotes.
Oh, I think my mom had that too.
Yeah, and just sitting in that goopy water, and it's like, you're gonna put that in your mouth? You eat with that? It's just weird because generationally, that was just an accepted part of aging. You lost your teeth, and you dealt with it.
But looking at it now, maybe they had it right because they avoid the whole drilling and hammering into your jaw.
As I think about it, I could have done without the implant process. It hasn't changed my life, because you had to I had to smile and pull my lips back for you to see where there was a gap in my smile.
Okay, but now, this far, you say it's been about a year and a half?
Yeah.
Are you totally back to normal now? No discomfort, nothing?
No, completely back to normal. I can't even feel that it's a non-tooth.
Still not sold.
No, you don't have to be sold.
Yeah.
I get it. But if you should have it done, I want to be there so I can see them inflict pain on you.
I might take you up on that, buddy boy.
All right. I know someone. Got a good dentist I can recommend.
I'll make you hold my hand.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
We're going to talk about roller coasters and rank them, but there's so many across all of Southern California, we can't do them all. So we'll just do Magic Mountain, which is the preeminent thrill seeker ride enthusiast park. And Mark, have you ever been to Magic Mountain by chance?
Not yet, no.
Have you been to any of the Southern California parks?
I was at Disneyland a number of years ago.
About how long ago, roughly?
Long time.
Okay. All right. So here are the top 10 rides, roller coasters at Magic Mountain. And I know Tuwala has been relatively recently, so he probably knows better than me. Some of these rides I have been on, some of them I have not. Coming in at number 10 at Magic Mountain. Oh, it helps if I turn on my computer. Batman the Ride. Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, I'd go on that. I've heard about that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah. Number 9. Superman Escape from Krypton, but that's such a short ride.
But it's scary as hell.
That's just the up and back.
Yeah.
It is pretty scary. It makes your heart like leap almost out of your chest.
But I like the G-forces on the ride.
Yeah.
It's just too quick.
Yeah.
Number 8. West Coast Racers. I don't think I've been on that one.
Oh, that's the one where it looks like two cars side by side, and okay.
Number 7. Full Throttle. No.
Is that at Knott's?
No. These are all at Magic Mountain.
6 Flags.
Okay. Yeah. Number 6. Goliath. That's one I said hell no.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's one of those. I'm not getting on that thing. Number 5. Wonder Woman Flight of Courage. It opened in 2022, and I have not been on this one.
I haven't been on anything. You're looking at me.
Maybe your son.
I drop my kids off, and they've been on all of these, and they love all of them.
Oh, okay.
But they're also, under the age of 50.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Remember how you would go up to these rides, and they would say, do not get on the ride, or something to the effect, do not get on the ride if you have heart problems or you're pregnant. Well, I've reached that point where I understand what they mean. I am not getting on the ride because the sensation is not pleasant.
Also, if you're incontinent, stay off the ride.
That's someone else's problem.
Yeah.
Not my problem. Coming in at number 4. Twisted Colossus. I like the regular Colossus.
No, I don't know that one.
Yeah.
Why has it got to be twisted? What are we doing there?
Look, it's a wood roller coaster, sound rickety and everything. Number 3. The Revolution, or the new Revolution, the updated version of the Revolution.
Classic.
Yeah, it's classic, right? Classic. But I'm not wowed by it. Number 2. Tatsu. Not familiar with it.
I know it.
That was like, as far as I know, that's like one of the first ones where you're hanging, like you look down the whole time you're riding.
Nope.
No, thank you. No. And coming in at number 1, as far as the best roller coaster in Southern California, at least at Magic Mountain. X2.
I knew it. I knew that was going to be it.
No. I've been at the park. I said I refuse to get on that.
I was willing to bet my next paycheck. I was like, it's going to be X2 for sure. Because that one is insane.
No, sir.
See, Foosh, you are still of that age where your heart doesn't matter to you.
Right. You don't think about it. The seats rotate 360 degrees, forcing riders at times into face first drops.
Yeah. And it goes on loops while you're spinning around on this X-shaped car that you're in.
Like, why is that fun? Why?
Like the first drop, you're actually going back. Like the lift up, you're laying back, so you're looking up at the sky, and then it goes down. And you just look 90 degrees straight down, and then it keeps going. From there.
That's not fun. That's terror.
Yeah. Does somebody spit on you at the end of it too?
Spit on that thing. You get me?
No, I don't know what the allure is. And look, my blended sons and younger cousins, they can't get enough of these rides. Even when I was a kid, it's like, yeah, okay, that's cool. I was just going to amusement parks because I was hoping to meet a girl. Just being serious. That was my only motivation. The rides were secondary. The amusement park was a good place to pick up girls.
And see, my kids, they go to literally ride the rides. They're going because they want to and my son, him and his friends, they're not there trying to holler at girls. No, they are there to ride the rides and out-thrill each other.
My goal is to get some phone numbers at places like Disneyland because the girls are there and they usually go in groups of, 4 or 6 and you hopefully be able to pair up and go on Small World and do a little something on Small World because back in the day, Small World used to be almost pitch black.
Were you trying to pick up on the carny folk? Were those some easy pickings for you?
No. Those were adults. I'm trying to pick up girls who are at the park. Because if you get on Small World, you could do some things.
Little packs of girls, little roving. Yeah. You're doing your crew. You see another crew, you try to match
up. Thank you, Twala.
Make sure that you fend off the one you don't want. To the
take one for the team.
Take one for the team.
I know she's fugly, but
come on, man. Come on, look. Yeah, look, you already got a girl.
Right.
You came with us.
Don't be greedy.
Come on, dude. You don't need anybody. Going to keep her occupied.
You've never tried to hit on girls at the amusement park?
No, I'm getting a Major Cooley High vibe out of this, though. Like Preach is trying to hook up with the one.
That's the whole point.
That's literally what it was.
I can't believe you've gone your whole life and not tried to hook up with a girl at an amusement park.
Yeah, well, pardon me, but I think that, hey, you want to hook up on It's a Small World might send the wrong message.
No, you don't come out and say you can hook up. It's like...
Mark, literally, there's an understanding between crews of male and female crews. Like if you say, hey, so you want to ride on It's a Small World? They already know what's happening.
They already know what's going down.
They already know it's going down.
It's the old school Netflix and chill.
Yes.
Hey, how about we head into the Hall of Presidents together? Yeah, I don't think so.
The Haunted House, that was a good ride to go on with the girl.
Haunted House was good.
Oh, so yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Pirates
of the Caribbean, absolutely.
That was probably the darkest one.
Yeah, especially those seats were still a little loose.
And you kind of lean back and go down. Yeah.
Yeah. How about a little Lauren Boebert activity on that 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea ride? Something like that?
You mean on the submarines?
Yeah.
No one got on that submarine.
No?
That was a death trap.
It's nasty.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Mark, this is my heart is bleeding for you because this was a rite of passage.
Yeah, you missed out on talking about rite of passages for young males in Southern California. That was one of them. You've never tried to get your freak on It's a Small World.
Does this shock you genuinely?
I'm being serious. Yeah. Yes. Look, it was the Mile High Club for us.
I mean, I could see maybe walking up to a nice young lady and saying, how'd you like to explore the Matterhorn, ma'am?
We didn't use corny lines like that. Maybe that's why you're still a virgin. That's why.
No. The thing is, this is how you know Mark has not been to Disneyland for real because, you don't say the Matterhorn. You don't.
Yeah.
Oh, Mark.
Wait, what is it if it's not the Matterhorn anymore?
Look at the time. KFI AM 640. We're live everywhere. The iHeartRadio app.
Do you think we've got all the answers? Well, we've got news for you, Chief. No, seriously, we've got news right now.
KFI
and KOST HD2.
Los Angeles, Orange County.
Live